Hey guys, back again. So, okay, let me just turn this down a little bit, the volume of OBS. Hope it sounds good. So, I was checking, as you can see on the screen, I have the Laragon open, and I was checking, it's been a while though, Postman, and remember, I made some changes to the application. I made a copy, and I have the file here with the registration and login. Okay, so first of all, just check all these parts because I had, for some reason, I had JSON there and that is not correct. Okay, it's a status. I wanted to say a status on every single one of these and then concatenate that with JSON. Okay, because it's throwing an error or it was throwing an error because that was actually wrong. So we want a status there. We want to send the status. Okay. So let me just show you what I've been checking. So I think this is kind of everything I need. And also I commented out this part. So just remove the comments from that because we need that. Okay. And remember, we're trying to make this an API. So I have here in Postman. Let me show you something. I can go to HTTP localhost 4000 auth login and send my form data. Okay. Yeah, you can see I'm sending my form data with my email and my password. If I hit send, I'm going to receive the token because that is what I'm retrieving in the login. Okay, if I get a user, then I'm sending a 200 and the JSON with the token. Remember that all the validation is being done here inside the function. So only if we have a user matching all that, we're going to return the correct token. And this is something that we need in order to get authenticated using the API. Okay. We still haven't, I still haven't done any client application, but maybe we can do something with, I hope I can do something in this weekend, maybe with React. I don't know. So we can see how to start connecting all this and you get the whole idea. So that's the login. Let me show you something else. We can go to HTTP. And remember, I'm able to get all this because I can go to routes first of all and see which routes I'm looking at. And remember to check the first part of your URL. Okay. So if you have auth here, you will need to set it as a auth. Okay. And then the next part of the URL. Okay. I can also register. I will show you in a bit. And also, let me just show you my database. Okay, let me just refresh this one. You can see I have my some email and all this. And if I go to my, should get a new image there. Okay, no, it didn't trigger. Oh, because I deleted that one. Okay, I wanted to start clean with this. Let me just delete the selected rows and be done with that. Okay, so I can go to, let's just check one. You might not be understanding all this, okay? But in the last video, I haven't uploaded that one, but in both videos, this one and the old one, is going to be uploaded soon. So, or at least when you're watching this one. So yeah, you can reference all that. And if I have something else with JSON, let me just check the users. But I want to go to my other post controller. Okay, you can see that I have a status here. okay, and I want a status. So just check inside your auth controller for that. It was something like this: response that JSON 500 and that JSON and all the rest. Okay, so that's not correct. Remove that and set it to a status like we see, like what we see here on this line. Okay, so everything before the JSON is going to be a status and the code we're going to send. Okay, the code number that we have. So yeah, and also remember that we are only changing the JSON. Okay, we are only returning JSON, and all the rest should be fine. So don't worry about the functionality. Just change all that to return JSON. And of course, if you have any problem, let me just show you the console. You will see it inside the console or terminal. Okay, you will see any problem like this one, for example, handle proliferation warning, HTTP header set. So it was saying cannot set headers after they are sent to the client. Okay, so that was because of the that JSON stuff that I just told you. Change that to status. Okay, it was because of this part. Okay, just change that to status, and that will work. So yeah, let me just go back to Postman. So this is just testing and to make sure that we are kind of working correctly. So yeah, I have this Lumin Genshin Impact for my avatar. I have my email. Okay, let's change this to someone email, and I have my password. Okay, so if I go back to MySQL, remember I'm using Laragon because I can start a server, sorry, with Laragon, and I can actually get into the data pretty easily. So let me just go back here. Okay, just clicking database and will open. Let's just click database again. Let's see what happens. And you can double click the database you have, and you will get another instance in this case. Okay, but you will get the instance of your stuff. You can go to users, you can check the stuff, and using data. Okay, and you can see what I have. You can go to users and you can see the same thing. It just opens another instance. I have this one open, so that's why I close that one, the other one. So yeah, let's just hit here HTTP localhost 4000 out register. Let's hit send, and you can see these changes. Okay, and if I go to my HS or my database, let's refresh this one, and you can see I did 7 because I tried this several times. So I get my hash, I get my avatar name. Okay, this URL is not working, it seems, but we can fix that later. It's not a big deal as we're testing. This is actually not a big deal. So because this should be the URL, so I can just retrieve that and move on. Okay, so if I go, okay, I have this token which I'm going to use inside the client and store it maybe on local storage on a cookie, and retrieve that whenever I want to authenticate my user. Okay, and that token is going to be sent together with the rest of the information and validate according to the validity of the token or invalidity or invalid token, So if it's invalid, it's just going to return that we cannot do anything. And if it's valid, it's going to proceed with the rest. So it's just that simple. I know some people might not get the idea, but we will work with this guy. So I'm currently busy with work, so I'm trying to find some time to make all this, at least to finish with this API stuff, so you can get the whole idea about Node Express JSON Web Token and how to connect it with a client. Okay, so and if I go to I have this one. Okay, you can see I have now this Lumin image here together with the cross, which I have the which I had for my other account. Okay, so I can actually log in. Let me just go and log in with that one. That should return someone. What was the email? Someone email. Okay, someone email. Just the same. If I hit send, it's going to return. Okay. So that should be it for this. I just want to double check. Okay, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and why it's returning. Okay, this is something that I okay, okay. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Because I changed it here. If I go here, oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, I need to change it inside the value. Sorry, that's why I was like, what the hell? Someone email. And if I do that, that shouldn't return the request. In case I did, let's hit enter there. If I don't have a catch or a response for that, okay, I should return that. Let's cancel this one. Let's actually do that again. HTTP localhost 4000 out and login and send someone email send. That should return a 500 in case this thing got stuck for some reason. Let's just do this and hit enter again. Okay, broke the connection. It's not returning anything. Is a select ID, email, password, avatar, and all that from users where user email is. Okay, let's just cancel this one and let's just do that. So why this is not working? Okay, I think because that is wrong. Because it's email, okay? It's not Hotmail, okay. Sorry guys, my bad. I hope this works though. Let's just cancel that one and let's just keep the 8 there. I just want to see if I'm getting a... Also, since that is not finding it, maybe we need to do something. You can see it returns. Okay. Okay, because that is correct actually. But I want to do it like this. Okay, and you can see it returns an empty object. It also returns the token if we have something wrong. Okay, so but what it's trying to do is checking for the email. Maybe we can just do that because that seems to be a simple checking. You can see I'm getting the token. That seems to be a little checking inside the script because I'm not checking if we have that. What I'm just doing is first, okay, what we can do here, since this is not working correctly because this is checking the email, okay? The email that we are on login, but it's kind of getting stuck there. It's checking where, okay, and using the reference, the request body email, and trying to retrieve the data. It seems, but it seems to me is that it's trying to retrieve the data, but it's not checking if we have that or not. So we can do to do check if the email exists first. Okay, so we can do that and then just make this check. If not, we're going to return a response with 500 and an error. Okay, yeah, that should fix it. But yeah, it's just like that. It's not a big deal. So if I go to, I don't want to do that. If I go to Alocava at Hotmail, and if I say this, it should, okay, it returns actually. Okay. I can't even remember what my password was, but okay. Let's just think that this is working. If not, it's just a matter of correcting this part, okay, the login part of the application, and that should fix it. Okay, so we will see that when we're building the API, or you can, not the API, sorry, the client, but you can just start building a client. I have a MERN and min stack. So you can follow that if you want to create a client, and I think that should do it. Okay, maybe I can do something with Vue because I don't have anything with Vue. Maybe I will do something with Vue to connect with this API. Yeah, maybe that's why. That's what I'm going to do. Sorry, but you can check React and Angular in the application, in the applications, in the channel, and yeah, and start with that and use this API to connect. Okay, because I think I show you how to do all the stuff. The only thing that I don't show you there is how to get the token. So let's just do something. Let me just come here to Canary. Okay, I have that open, and let me just say client save a JSON web token, so you can get an idea. Okay, yep. So this is a passport. Okay, this is Express. Okay, this is not something I want to. Okay, I want to store a JWT token in the browser. Yeah. Okay, that's my firewall. Angular. Where to store web storage? It says cookies versus web storage. Let's just hit that one. Okay. Mm, or let me just check something. It it was something about Angular. Let me just show you something. Angular RxJS, Angular search engine, JSON token client. Okay, let's go to source. This is Angular. Okay, so if you know React, you might not understand fully about this, but this is the same process that you will follow in React or something similar. You just need to find what changes to do because Angular services and React are not equal, okay, are not the same. So React doesn't have a service instance. So our service, okay, And maybe, okay. So what I'm doing here, let me just make this bigger and a little bit, okay? So this should be the one, okay. This HTTP client, remember that this is the instance of the service. So HTTP client.post, we use HTTP client in order to connect to the, or to send HTTP requests. We say which one we want to do, and we can say get, post, or request to make a delete request. I should have something about, and I have this on refresh is getting the access token again. Okay, but that is not a token refresh. It's on refresh when you refresh the page with actual H5. Okay, since it is a SPA, most of the times you will not need to do that, but sometimes if you need a package or if a package needs a refresh or something like that, you can just refresh and return everything. Or at least in this case, the access token using a function inside your service. So we can send a post is HTTP localhost 8000 API out, similar to what we have. Our login, we stringify the user, which is this. Okay, so we're going to send to the API which we have here. Okay, and it's currently working. We're going to send a form data, or in this case, I'm just sending. Okay, we can send application JSON, but we will see with our current API, we should be able to send this one. Oh, no. Sorry, we're using files, so we need to send using form data. So I have something with React using form data. Okay, let me show you in a bit. So all this is just so you can understand what you need to do. Okay, we will do it later. I don't know why. Sorry, I don't know when, but we will do it later. And in this case, we're just sending this JSON as a string. We're passing the headers, which is the constant headers with the content type for the application JSON. And we need to subscribe in order to see what we are doing, because these are observables. Okay, we're going to receive a response there, and from the response we can just actually start getting the things. So what I'm doing here is just setting the item inside the local storage, sorry, calling it access token and using the response token that we have. So this is something similar to what we are seeing here. The response is this object, okay, and inside that response we have a property called token. So that is what I'm doing. I'm getting the response, and inside we have a property, so we are getting the token that is inside the response, and this saves what we have here, all this string. And remember that in this case this string lasts for 2 hours, so we need to sometimes when we are testing, maybe you want to do it for 24 hours, make this last for 24 hours in case you forget, or if you have the token validity for, I don't know, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, you will need to start, sending requests every time so you can get the correct stuff. Once you see everything works, okay. But while testing, yeah, it's kind of messy. So I set this user status, which should be yeah, is a behavioral subject, okay? Because I want to change, I wanted to check what with behavioral subject to make it, okay, what behavioral subject is doing is allow me to update what I have in the HTML using my service, okay? To get everything in sync. So I'm not sure why I needed to do the set user status and to use a behavioral subject to pass the access token. Oh, okay, maybe because, yeah, maybe because I need that. No, it's not, because I'm checking inside the get item inside the local storage. But I'm not sure what I did there, to be honest. This is from, I cannot see from where this, okay, I don't know, from maybe 2 years ago. So I don't know why I did that. And we navigate to the main route. And if we want to log out, we just remove the access token, which has the response token on it. And that will disallow any request that is arriving to the API because it doesn't have the correct string, the correct token. So that's what you need to do. In this case, what I'm doing here is saving that into local storage and then accessing it or sending it. Okay, so this is not it. Let me just get that. Or maybe because I'm trying to main a service. Do I have another service here? No. Okay, it was just that one. Okay. So yeah, I know there's well, from 2 years ago. You can see that. I know there's a reason why I did behavior subject there, but I don't remember actually. So with React, I don't have anything for yesterday talking with React, but React and Vue are pretty similar. Okay, React Dexy, content hooks, Flash client. Let me just from validation, not mailer, React.js. React RxJS and JS Web Token. I do have something with that. Service worker route. No, I don't have services here. So out.js. Okay, look what I did here. I actually installed RxJS here, and I'm using a game behavior subject. Man, it's been a while since I worked with this, so I'm not sure. But okay, I got this function login. Okay, and this is something similar to what you will do in Vue.js. So I'm receiving an email and password, and I'm saying that into a user object. Then creating these options and passing the method, the headers, and the stringify user. But because we are going to send an avatar or an image, we need to make this into from data, okay? And send that from data. Then we're going to return the fetch or the response of the fetch to localhost 8000 API out login, okay, together with the options. So the fetch knows what it has to do. Then we get a handle response, which, okay, you're just going to return us the stuff. Don't worry too much about that. We get the user and the access token in this case is coming inside this user data. Okay. I will need to check that, but okay. It's similar to this. Okay, it's just something similar to this, but it's returning as user instead of data or token. So and we're setting the, let me just check that. We're saying as observable, get current user value so we can get the current token. And we return the user. Okay, this is a little bit more complex if you don't know RxJS. But yeah, in this case, this is a class and I'm exporting the login, the logout, the current user, which is the user as an observable, and the get current user value function that is just returning the value of the token, or that is what it should be doing. And a new behavior subject is going to be parsing the get item, the local storage get item of the access token. Okay, so we are retrieving that from the local storage, and that actually is yeah, it's saving inside the local storage. So login, logout, and the logout is just the same, removing the access token and sending the user sub. Okay, I think maybe this user logout. Why I'm doing the reload? I will need to double check these ones because I think it can be done better. But again, I'm still not sure about React ways. It's easier with Angular. But yeah, I should have a video in the channel about this too. So I explain everything fresh. So at this moment, I see what it's doing, but I'm not 100% sure of the process of this is the easiest process to do, you know? So, okay, you can check those two inside my GitHub. Okay, look for me as Aldo Hub, and you will see that. Okay, so yeah, it's just wanted to check this, and we will build something. But if I take too long, guys, if I take too long because I do have work to do and I don't live from YouTube, as I always say, maybe one day and I will be able to just upload stuff every other day. But right now I'm doing what I can. So if I take too long in order to upload a video about this, you just need to follow the channel series about Mern and Min. And if you want to just do something about the saving JSON Web Token, you can just check the two repos that I showed you. Okay, the Angular and React repos for JSON Web Token. In fact, if I do a JSON Web Token search here, Nodejs Web Token MySQL book, JSON Web Token, JSON Web Token API, y JSON Web Token RxJS. You can see all this here, and you can use whatever you see here. Okay. So I think that's all, and thank you guys, and see you in the next one.